You know what the average attendance is when Caitlin Clark plays home or the road?
What?
15,300.
Wow.
Okay.
But it's race baiting rhetoric that's adding fuel to a fire. It's
15,300 people. That's not an NBA game. That's not March Madness. That's one rookie walking into a WNBA arena. And half the league wants to pretend it's not happening. Caitlin Clark just broke the WNBA, but not in the way you think. Not with crossovers or logo threes. She broke it by exposing a truth nobody wanted to say out loud. The Emperor has no clothes. And now everyone's mad at the kid pointing it out. Here's what they don't want you to know. Before Caitlin Clark ever stepped on a WNBA court, the Atlanta Dream played in a venue that holds 3,500 people. And you know what's wild? When they faced Diana Taurasi, one of the greatest players in WNBA history, they still couldn't sell it out. Only 3,200 fans showed up. They couldn't even fill what looked like a high school gym for a legend. Then Caitlin Clark comes to town. Suddenly the game moves to State Farm Arena. Suddenly they're selling standing room only tickets. Standing room. For a regular season game in September. Like it's a concert. Like it's the playoffs. 17,576 people. Remember that number, because it's about to make a lot of people uncomfortable. Let me paint you a picture. Last year, the Indiana Fever had one nationally televised game. This year, 36-40. That's not growth, that's a revolution. That's the difference between nobody caring and everybody watching. And here's where it gets spicy. The WNBA had 18 games this season with over 1 million viewers. Guess how many featured Caitlin Clark? 16. That's 88.8% of the league's most watched games, all tied to one rookie. But it gets even crazier. Her final college game drew 24 million viewers, more than 3 times the audience for Serena Williams' final match. A college game. The Fever now have the highest average attendance in the league. 15,300 per game, home or away. Meanwhile, the Dream were dead last in attendance until Caitlin showed up. Then they suddenly hosted the biggest WNBA game in Georgia history. So naturally, you'd think this moment would be celebrated, right? Wrong. Instead, we get players talking about white privilege. We get think pieces about why her success is problematic. We get people genuinely angry that fans want to watch her play. One commentator said it perfectly. This is race-baiting rhetoric adding fuel to a fire. Enough with the racist BS. She's nasty. She can hoop. Period. But no, everything has to be about something else now. You know what's actually embarrassing? Jealousy dressed up as social justice. You know what's even more embarrassing? Veterans in the league complaining about attention when they had decades to build this and didn't. Nobody was talking about the WNBA. Nobody cared. Until that girl showed up. I don't care what color she is. She's must-see TV. And the numbers don't lie. Indiana Fever jersey sales up 1,193%. Corporate partnerships up 225%. Every season tickets sold out. Concessions exploding. Craft beer up 740%. Hot dogs up 300%. She is making the arena more money in beer sales than she makes in salary. Read that again. Her rookie salary, $76,550. 4 years, $338,500. Meanwhile, she's generating millions. Yes, she has endorsements. The Nike deal, Wilson, the nil millions. But that's not the point. Men bank their NBA salaries and live on endorsements. Women in the WNBA use endorsements to pay rent. The system is broken, and Caitlin's presence exposes it. This isn't about Caitlin needing money. It's about showing how the league's economics don't match its new reality. She's drawing NFL preseason numbers. 2.2 million viewers for Fever vs. Storm. 16 of the 18 most watched games featured her. That's not coincidence. The league has waited 20 years for this moment. And it wasn't marketing, a commissioner, or a rebrand that caused it. It was one transcendent superstar. She has changed every building she walks into. Players admit it. The energy is different with her in the arena. But some still throw shade. They question why she gets attention. They make it about anything except basketball. Here's my question. If it was so easy, why didn't anybody else do it? Angel Reese said it herself. If everyone was a draw, women's basketball would be in a different place. Facts. The Olympic snub? Team USA left off the biggest draw in women's basketball. She took a short break, came back locked in, and shattered the rookie assist record, 232 and counting, while being physically targeted every game. Then there's the moment with the referee. She punches the basket base in frustration, gets a technical, and still thanks the ref afterward, saying it motivated her. That's different. That's built different. But here's the part nobody's talking about. Caitlin Clark is carrying the league, on and off the court, while the league squeezes every drop out of her. They stack games. They push her through fatigue. They sell tickets off her name. And they pay her $76K. That's not empowerment. That's exploitation dressed up as opportunity. And she still handles it with grace. She uplifts teammates. She breaks records. She takes the heat. She stays composed. She was named AP Player of the Week. National recognition, not just league recognition. And people still tried to argue about it. Never mind, she's rewriting the record books. Never mind, she's the reason millions even see Fever highlights. Here's the truth. The WNBA was niche. Amazing athletes, great basketball, but niche. Proof. Atlanta couldn't sell 3,500 tickets for Diana Taurasi, a legend. And then Caitlin Clark made women's basketball mainstream. She made it water cooler conversation. She made dads and sons tune in. She brought casual fans. She made arenas upgrade venues. She created standing room only demand. She made WNBA teams relevant to people who never watched before. This is what growth looks like. This is how sports rise. One superstar pulls everyone upward. The NBA had Jordan. The NFL had Brady. The WNBA has Caitlin Clark. But success makes people weird. We complicate things that aren't complicated. Greatness is great. Period. She's competitive. She talks trash. She punches stanchions. She plays with fire. That's what makes her special. The real question isn't whether Caitlin is good for the WNBA. That answer is obvious. The real question is the WNBA ready for Caitlin Clark? Because with her comes pressure for higher salaries, revenue-sharing debates, scrutiny, standards, expectations, mainstream attention. This is the price of relevance. You wanted attention. Well, attention is here. And attention means accountability. The league has maybe 5 years while she's at her absolute peak. 5 years to convert casual fans into diehards. 5 years to build infrastructure. 5 years to raise salaries and prove this isn't a fluke. But right now, the biggest threat to the WNBA isn't money, talent, or visibility. It's the league's inability to just let a great thing be great. Caitlin Clark is great. Not great for a woman. Not great for a rookie. Just great. Great enough to fill arenas. Great enough to break records. Great enough to change history. So here's my challenge. Next time someone brings up Caitlin Clark, don't argue. Just watch the tape. Watch her shoot from 30 feet. Watch her thread the impossible pass. Watch her take over a game. Watch 17,000 people lose their minds. Is this really complicated? Or are people just uncomfortable with how simple it actually is? Sometimes greatness is just greatness. Sometimes a star is just a star. Sometimes the story. Is Caitlin Clark the greatest thing to happen to women's basketball? Or is the league fumbling the bag? Let's debate.